dealt with this security guard. Monique, that song was tacky. You did the right thing, Karen. How do you not love Wendy? Just say it was because she didn't say sorry. Never have we seen Andy react in this way. She has to be dehydrated. I liked Eddie a lot more during the reunion. The thought that had to go into that shady moment.
Did Giselle not know we have all this on camera?
What up, y'all, and welcome back to the Real Housewives of Potomac Reunion Part 3, aka Andy, what is you doing, baby? So this episode was the husband's episode, but for the first maybe quarter or half, Andy spent a significant amount of time telling Monique that she didn't seem remorseful. Mind you, this was a very quick 5-second fight that happened over a year ago that Monique has gone to court for, that Monique has processed, that Monique has actually released a tacky song, which we'll get into. But Andy is over here looking at Candace whine and cry and break down every single moment. He's not hearing the little sly remarks. And so he's overly sensitive to what she's doing. And he's just looking at Monique like, how can you see that and not have remorse? Andy, all these other shows that you have, all these other housewives, get into physical altercations that you guys love and you eat up. And never have we seen Andy react in this way. The two people sit there and they fight, they argue, they get over it, we move on, they bicker back and forth. Never is there a, you need to apologize to her, are you not remorseful? You know why? It's not because Andy feels a certain kind of way towards Monique. It's because Candace is over here whining and crying a year later about the same shit. And Andy has so much sympathy for this child crying because, oh my God, it has affected her so much so. Like, girl, stop this. And because of all that hyping up, Monique feels that she has to give another reason. Like, oh my God, you know, this is because of my childhood and when my father put my finger. No, son, it's because of right now. Because no matter what age you are, no matter if I've ever had anyone do that to me before, you put your hand in my face, that's showing a sign of disrespect and it's showing me that you want a problem. I don't care about none of this childhood shit. It's disrespectful today, in this moment, and whenever you do it. And disrespect will be confronted with disrespect. I will say it again. You cannot tell people how to react to what you do to them, your actions, or your disrespect. And Candace, you have learned that today. What I did love is how kind and compassionate and perfect for Candace that Chris Bassett is. Because the way he cared for her when she went back there crying yet again, which I'm sure he experiences all the time, was great. Like, he was sitting there comforting her. She was like, I can't take it. He was like, you can't take what? And he tried to get her to crack a smile and get his Candace back. So I'm a little confused because your girl Candace said she didn't delay pressing charges for the fight. She pressed charges because of all the lies being spread about her online and on social media. So you're saying you were pressing charges because of lies being spread? To me, that sounds like a cease and desist. That doesn't sound like you had an issue with an altercation. So why is it that you filed for assault? Just say it was because she didn't say sorry and she was like laughing on social media. We know it, okay? Have y'all noticed that Ashley laughs when she gets nervous or is confronted with something? I actually noticed that in one of the after shows. I'm like, why is she laughing about this? But that's her nervous laugh. Also, Monique, that song was tacky, okay? I team Monique enough to say that. That song was directed right at Candace and about this situation. And Andy sitting up here talking about the song was really bad. Why is Monique's song worse than Luann? What's the wig one? The blonde wig one with all the kids? Nene, Twirl? There have been so many bad songs, but this is the one you choose to call out. He is so wrapped up in Candace's tears. Her manipulative tears. He said, are you a recording artist? I'm proud that Candace finally admitted that her mouth actually played a part in this. That was big, and I appreciate that. Karen, I'm not a doctor. Wendy, but you know who is? How do you not love Wendy? I love that Karen is so old school. Like, you can see it. She saw a confrontation. She said, look, sis, I'm gonna press charges. She saw Candace in need, her friend. She said, you know what? Let me check our contract and see if there's anything in here to support my friend. I fully believe that she was reaching out to see how she can support Candace. And Candace is so caught up and will not let this die. She's not going to stop crying until every single person says, oh my God, I am so sorry for you. I can see that you're hurt and it was completely her fault. So anything that Karen did, she saw as a sign against her, even when Karen was genuinely seeking out counseling to try to help her friend. You did the right thing, Karen. Real quick question. How much water does Candace drink? Because she has all those tears. Like, she has to be dehydrated. Y'all know those women or like the significant others who always feel that they have to argue because it shows their passion for the relationship? That's Candace. She's like, I have to cry so you see how much this affected me. It's unnecessary at this point. Like, girl, we got it. Andy said, I can see that you two had a genuine connection because you wouldn't be this hurt if there wasn't a genuine connection. Andy, she's emotional for everything. She cries, she yells, she screams, she curses, she jabs for everything. It could be the smallest level to the biggest level. So that's not really an indication as to whether Candace has a positive, strong relationship with someone. Was Andy using The Last Dance as a way to like connect with the guys on this show? We like Eddie's new hair. We like it. I also liked Eddie a lot more during the reunion than I did on the show. He seemed a little shy during the season and almost like he was too scared to talk. But this was a side of him that we needed to see. Because I'm over here like, this man is a lawyer and he's afraid of speaking. But this is Eddie. This is what we want to see. Eddie, bring this with you next season, please. We need more of this. Wendy, you clearly love this man. Show him off a little more. Wait, y'all. Chris Samuels said, I wish I was Bruce Jenner so I could kick the shit out of y'all. The thought that had to go into that shady moment was incredible because he knew as a man he could not say, I'm going to beat a woman. So he said, you know what? I'm going to be a transgender woman and then I'm going to say I'm going to whoop your ass. Who thinks that far? Oh, this man is gifted. But that was fucked up. And Giselle with this security guard. Like, Giselle, you brought your own security guard and you think you could tell him to go tell this man to sit down? This is not Bravo security. And he's posing no threat to you 35 feet away. So miss us, okay? I can't believe how much Giselle has fallen from our graces. Like, Giselle used to be up there for me. And now, honestly, even watching this portion of the episode, I don't know if Robin's my number one anymore. It might be, Wendy might have taken that over. It might go Wendy, Ashley, Karen, Robin. Actually, I don't know. It's too much. I hate when people argue like this. You know what you did was wrong. So you need to acknowledge that. But instead, you're saying, look, you did the same thing. Does the fact that they did something that you know was wrong negate the fact that you just did the same thing that was wrong? Are you with me? Chris Samuels was like, y'all were talking about my kid. Then another Chris comes and says, you supported somebody who talked about my kid. What the fuck does that have to do with you talking about their kid? Come on. That does not negate the fact that people were talking about this man's child.
I love how throughout this whole scene, Giselle says, I'm not talking to this man. And then proceeds to talk to the man.
You ain't talking to my husband.
I'm not talking to this dude. The only person that brought it up was you. The end. Period.
And she keeps saying, and I never brought it up. But we keep seeing videos about where it was brought up. You just lucky that it didn't air because it didn't go in line with that story. But you said it. You also said in your confessional when you were talking about why Monique and Sharice didn't get along, that Monique was going around with the trainer. So you did say it. Like, did Giselle not know we have all this on camera?
Why was Candace saying that Chris Samuels leaving was too much? Didn't she just walk off set in the middle? So that's too much, but with you? Okay. See, I didn't get this part because Robin is talking about the engagement. Andy asked Chris how he felt about it, and he went back to, the conversations about Chase. And Robin says, I am so glad Juan Dixon is not here. Why? Chris wasn't even talking about y'all. I'm so confused as to why Robin was upset in that moment. What did he say that would make Juan upset? Apparently embellished is all over the place because this is my second hat. This season was very interesting. This fight dragged along. I'm glad. I don't know if y'all saw, but Monique said that she's not coming back. I'm actually not sure if that was Monique creating her own storyline or Bravo like, you about to be fired, or one of those, we're going to ask you to leave so you announce your departure. But she's going to be missed. I don't know what next season is going to bring. This is going to be interesting.